What's going on, guys? We are here live from E3 in downtown Los Angeles. Shit is popping off. We just saw all the press conferences live, and it's really crazy. No, just kidding. We're back at our normal studio in Western Massachusetts. This is the Level With You show. My name is Wiley Olmstead. I am joined by Kenny Castro.
Hey, guys.
Anthony Dewart.
Hey.
My man Tyler Hadley over there.
Howdy-doody.
All right, so this is a weekly video game podcast. We get together and talk about, you guessed it, video games. Last week was E3. It is going on right now. All the conferences are finito as of this morning. We saw some good stuff, some disappointing stuff. We're going to recap all of it for you guys. As always, please like the video if you enjoyed it. Share with your friends. Subscribe. Check out other content. It helps us out, and we love you for it. All right, we're going to get started with right off the bat, Microsoft's conference. They kind of started the show this year. They had a lot riding on, what they were going to do without Sony being there. What do we think? Did they deliver?
I think so. I definitely think they delivered.
Oh, yeah?
They had some decent content they put out there. They showed us some more of Outer Worlds. We saw some Ori and the Will of the Wisps, that Ori series is a good series.
For sure. I love that game.
Really great series. They did show us that Blair Witch game, which I think looks great, but you're not going to catch me playing it.
That's what I thought the opening to Resident Evil 7 was.
I'm gonna buy it, and then because it's an exclusive on the Xbox, and I'm gonna bring it here and watch Tyler play it. That's what I'm gonna do.
I like that. So I do with 7.
I can play spooky games
Exactly.
sometimes. I need to be with friends.
That's
with all the lights on.
All the lights on, nobody
Just to be in the
whispering.
right mindset.
So that's the plan. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna be like, hey Tyler, let's do a Let's Play. Blair Witch Project.
What about you, Anthony? What were your overall thoughts?
It was pretty good. I was crazy I came when we were watching the Keanu Reeves one, and I was like, who's that? And they're like, that's Keanu Reeves. I was like, oh.
So that was the moment of the show for me, and maybe even the most hype moment of the entire E3, and the biggest surprise.
I think my most hype moment was when you guys made me burgers. That was my hype moment at Microsoft's press conference, because those were good burgers.
Keanu was the peak of that press conference, because everything after that was just not as good.
Yeah, I mean, I thought there was a lot of good stuff there, but overall I come away from a feeling that Sony didn't exactly miss out by not showing up, because I don't think that Microsoft moved the ball forward in any sort of meaningful way. We didn't get enough information about what their next year's plans are. We found out that we'd be able to play xCloud in October, I believe it was, which is their streaming service to sort of compete with Google Stadia. And, we saw a lot of cool games, but I definitely thought they did a very poor presentation of their two marquee titles, Gears 5 and Halo Infinite. I know everybody wanted gameplay. We didn't get gameplay from either one.
I feel like they flub it almost every year. Every year is very underwhelming for them, at least the most recent.
Yeah, I mean, I thought last year was probably my personal favorite one. So, I have to disagree with you a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay. Was Sony at the last year's conference?
Sony was, and
Okay.
last year they did the weird thing where they only showed 4 games. I think they showed Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, was it Detroit?
Become Human, probably.
Yeah, that sounds right. And another one, but it was only 4 games, and it was strange. So then they just decided they announced late last year that they weren't going to be at E3 this year, and they really tried to go big and focus on a lot of games. But I thought it just was a little bit boring. A lot of stuff coming out in 2020. A lot of sort of mid-tier games that sort of only appeal to one type of person. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. Tyler and I watched the entire thing, but I felt a little bit let down.
Would you feel like they're trying to copy or conquer? Sorry. Do you feel like they're kind of trying to hit too many niches in the market rather than trying to conquer what they know their player demographic is?
It's that, and that I think that maybe they just really they weren't ready to come out with specs for Project Scarlet, whatever that's going to be. They weren't ready to show gameplay for Halo Infinite. I don't know why they didn't for Gears 5. That game comes out in 3 months, and all we got was
some cool production value flying in between the stage and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
I mean, that was
Xavier Woods playing some gameplay that we never saw.
Huh.
Yeah, and we got a trailer for a new mode called Escape, which was another trailer with no gameplay, which was just
Weird.
Yeah, especially for the game. Like I just said, it comes out in just a few months. And then a lot of stuff was, multi-platform. The Keanu Reeves part was amazing, and him coming out and being all hyped and interacting with the crowd in such kind of like a lovable way was a really cool moment. I mean,
I've got to tell you something.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got something to tell you.
I gotta finish this thing. Like, yeah, he was hilarious. There's the classic moment with the guy shouting out, "You're breathtaking."
Everybody's got
I
to
think
star.
overall though, like it was a long press conference.
Yeah.
Like an hour and a half. And
Even
it felt
I-
like 2
yeah.
hours.
Totally. But Cyberpunk looked really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pumped for it.
Yeah, we did get a release date for that. What did I say? It was April, right? April 2020.
No.
They
They're
did-
already
did have an
taking
exact
pre-orders
date.
for it also already.
Oh, okay.
I think they do actually have the exact date.
Yeah,
Don't
they
quote
do.
me. I think it might be the 6th.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, April
I
6th.
think I was just half drunk when I was writing this outline.
That's the best way
I
to
think,
do it.
I think one of the big things that I really took away from the Microsoft press conference was just that what they're aiming for in 2020 and moving forward is to have a first party game releasing every 3 months. That's what they're aiming for.
That's what they're aiming for, but
Yeah,
they didn't have it ready to show yet.
Because you have games like Psychonauts, they're aiming for 2020. They know that 2019 is not their year. They're aiming 2020. We weren't gonna get any gameplay for Halo Infinite because it's being driven for it's gonna release with Project Scarlet. That's the game that they're releasing Project Scarlet with.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna show any gameplay because it's too early. I think
They did show what they flashed on the screen in-game footage, and it looked definitely not as good as The Last of Us Part 2. I mean, not that that's a necessarily fair comparison, but it was a long, drawn-out trailer about a character we don't care about, who eventually unleashes the Master Chief, and we think it's about to, stuff's about to pop off. We hear the da-dum, the Halo music, which got me, a little bit excited. But then it was over, and it was a
Blue balled you.
It fell flat. And I think back to
I definitely think it's still too early in the game's production. I think they're not fully done with it. I think they weren't going to show anything off because then they might be still changing story aspects.
They didn't want
and
the
things
criticisms coming back being like, what the hell is this? This looks
exactly. So I think it
four-
was just real basic bare bones they gave us, just reminding us, hey, this is when it's coming out. And coincidentally, we told you Project Scarlet's coming out the same holidays.
True.
So watch out for both.
Yeah, I mean that is one thing I'll give them. They did say it's going to be a launch game. That's kind of cool. That hasn't happened since the original Xbox.
Yep.
Halo
This
launching
is
with
this
the
is
system.
the second Halo that's gonna launch with a system. So, so it's big. It's big. They're banking. They're taking it and they're being very careful because they're banking on Halo being that one to kick off Project Scarlet for them and to really establish them ahead of Sony again.
That's their Mario.
Yeah, that's their Mario, and they're putting all their marbles in that, setting up a real good launch for Scarlet, and we'll see. I think we'll see gameplay footage. I want to say February. We won't see gameplay footage until February, even maybe December. Earliest is December for
Might
Halo
even be
Infinite.
next May. Who knows? I mean, actually, you know what? I think I just heard that they just announced that they were doing another EXO Live or whatever in November.
So
maybe they'll
right
show
around
it
there.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. So going over the list here, beat by beat.
Game Pass coming to PC.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can touch on that.
I mean, I'm excited for Game Pass coming to PC because I once was an Xbox boy, but I am not anymore.
Now I'm an Xbox man.
But I would be interested in playing some games on PC through Games Pass for $10 a month.
Yep, solid.
And the good thing there is that you'll be able to play with somebody that's on the Xbox as well. So if you get the Game Pass on the PC, you'll be able to play with me if I'm playing something.
Cross-platform is definitely the biggest thing I think they have going.
Exactly.
I thought it'll be great.
Yeah, I just got smacked by somebody playing Gears of War off their PC. It had the PC icon next to their name, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting wrecked. So
You're still playing the Gears 4 multiplayer?
yeah, I try. I'll hop in, do some shotguns.
It's really engrossing. I've seen some people do it. They record it. There's still like a huge fan base dedicated around Gears multiplayer. It's crazy.
Huge. People love it. This one, they got as much as people really. I know a lot of people fell off of Gears for a little bit, but Gears 4 multiplayer was really great, really amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. So we'll keep going. So definitely, I think what they said. How much was it for Game Pass on the PC? 10.
$9.99.
Yeah, $9.99. So the same price as regular Game Pass, right, for
Right.
Xbox. And then they revealed the Ultimate.
Ultimate.
So you get Xbox Game Pass for console and PC for $15.
This is the ultimate.
Actually, Wiley, you know what I was gonna tell you because I've been through some of the groups and forums online. Some people have been stating that they had Xbox Live already set up on their account for like 2 years, and when they went to try and switch over to the Ultimate, they were granted the 2 years of Ultimate for only the $1 that you had to pay
Right,
for
right.
upgrade.
I heard that.
So I was
yeah.
gonna mention to you because I know you have it set up for like another year and a half, right? 2 years.
True.
Yours?
Yeah.
So I was gonna mention maybe you could try upgrading it for the $1 and let us know what you think if it does upgrade you for the Ultimate.
True. And then maybe my roommate could use it on his PC because I don't have a gaming PC.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. I think it might even be just extending your membership in general. I got to look into it. There's
Yeah,
some,
now's the time to
I
get
saw
back.
somebody.
There's some tricky
I
stuff
saw somebody
going on.
post a screenshot that said that they had Ultimate until 2022, and they were like, it just validated it, and they called Microsoft, and Microsoft said it was fine. That's how it is, you know. But I was like, okay.
Is this allowed, Microsoft? Am I being a bad
Is
boy?
this a glitch?
Yeah.
So
No,
so
you're
far,
just being a narc on yourself. Go back to playing your games. Thanks, Xbox. Merry Christmas, Xbox.
you know,
All right. So what else did we see? We saw
Lego Forza Horizon.
Lego Forza Horizon, which is kind of like what they did with 3, where they had a Hot Wheels collaboration.
That's crazy.
I'd say Hot Wheels lends itself a little bit better to a racing game. I mean, I actually played Forza Horizon 4 more than any racing game that looked realistic ever, just because I had it on Game Pass. I gave it a fair shot. It was the right mix of sim and accessible, and
It was nice. It was sleek. The presentation was great.
it was a beautiful game, like for sure.
And I'm not a car guy, but I was like, "Ooh, it's cool. You can collect the different cars and you get the little, you
Yeah,
trick it out,
it
make
had
it nice and shiny."
Totally, it was a good mixture of like I don't know. You unlock things at a good pace. It had a good variety of modes. I kind of want to go home and play it right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get that itch for it.
So what else we got?
I was stoked on the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, all that
word.
gameplay,
Oh, yes.
that big trailer, and then they had like a solid like half hour or something of gameplay.
Oh yeah, I'm so hyped for that.
Oh
I
my
didn't
God,
see
it's
any of the
gonna be
gameplay, but
You didn't?
It looks
No.
good.
So it felt for me almost like a mixture of
Is it like Budokai meets like fighters?
not
Or-
even no
Xenoverse kind of fighting system,
okay.
but
Exactly.
like open world exploration. Like, did you ever play any of like the Naruto games they came out with for the Xbox 360?
Yep.
No,
like,
I've seen some of those.
The Rising of the Ninja and the Broken Bond. The exploration's kind of like that, but more streamlined and
Yeah, like a mixture of those two, you know. Plus you're
Sounds so
able to
good.
hop on the Nimbus cloud,
yeah.
able to fish.
They kept saying they really wanted the authentic Goku experience. So
even
it's
though
like,
even though I was thrown off that he pulled out his tail,
Yeah,
and stuck it back on himself
can
and went
fish.
fishing.
with your tail, he just pulls out his tail, pops it on his butt, and is able to use it to fish.
Wow.
Wow.
I think that was the biggest question I had through the whole thing. I was
Yeah,
like, how did he get that?
I was about to start rewatching Dragon Ball just to make sure he wasn't just carrying around his tail. Like
Yeah, I know in
didn't this.
GT, I know in GT's not canon anymore, but in GT he went to Elder Kai's planet, and Elder Kai was able to pull his butt so hard that his tail came back out. That's why he went to Super Saiyan 4. But that's
Okay.
now non-canon, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
non-canon.
So Anthony, I'm a little curious. Is this like a game where you're picking up quests and you've got
Yep.
side quests
Yep.
and a main quest? And
Open, huge open. Like at least we saw one big open area from the beginning and from
so
the
they
Rabbit
don't
Saga.
wanna call it open world, but it's huge areas
Yeah.
of exploration.
Is open world like not
So
something you want to say?
so
now?
I think
It's not cool no more.
Well, I think they're trying to be careful so that they don't get criticized. You know
for not being quite Skyrim.
exactly.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
probably
You
just
know?
like, whoa.
So you'll go into
shade.
this area and it'll be a huge map of this area that you can explore and go fly up and down the canyon, fish, and go talk to people. But
collect minerals.
you can't go throughout the whole. You can't explore the whole Earth or whatever. Like they want to just be careful with how they use the.
Yeah,
word
that makes
open
sense.
world,
Because
you
in
know?
like the older, if you ever played like Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 or any of the ones where you could like jump up and it's like the overworld, but it's like you can zoom around. The whole world is Goku, like if you're just flying around.
Okay.
It's like you're just in this one big old like valley area, kind of like the world versus like playing in the Pioneer Valley.
Yep.
But it still looks really good.
Nice.
But they're doing some fan service. So I know from the gameplay I saw, he goes up to a character from the early days of
Original Dragon Ball,
you know?
Android 8. Yep.
Exactly, and he's like, "Hey, some robots from the Red Ribbon Army just escape. Can you go handle them, Goku?
I don't want to fight Goku. I'm a pacifist. Okay, Hater, I'm just glad you're alive in this weird constitution of the series. Cool.
Yep.
And you go and beat up a robot, and you come back, and he's like, here's 24 experience points.
Exactly.
And Goku's
Here's
like,
some-
I don't know what that is, but cool.
Here's some vitamins and what was it? Some onions and carrots.
Yeah, and like they're saying, you can like get when you fish and get food and all this stuff. Like using food is going to be
Or you could
different
cook,
than normal.
You can cook the fish.
Wow, you guys dove deep on this.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm stoked for it.
I'm extremely hyped.
Did they show a release date?
I did not.
No, I don't think so.
See one. I
No.
wish they did, but they didn't show a release date, which I was kind of disappointed about.
Yeah,
But I'm sure we'll get one in the upcoming months.
I'm looking out. If I'm late on it, if they have a collector's edition, I'm buying it.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely announce that soon.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be cool.
So
we'll do an unboxing of
couple
that.
more things with the Xbox conference. We knew you were going to see Elden Ring, the new collaboration between From Software, Hidetaka Miyazaki, and George R.R. Martin.
Oh, that's what it's called. That's cool. I
Yeah.
didn't see that part, but
So it was sort of it was a cool trailer, but it was sort of generic. Definitely had a very Dark Souls vibe. Nothing like a gameplay or release date or a explanation of what it was going to look like outside of the the dark fantasy. You could have said it was an expansion to Dark Souls, and I totally would have believed you. So I was hoping to see more from that. If it hadn't been leaked 2 days before, it still would have been a hella hype moment. But anyway, I wanted to see more, but realistically, I get why I didn't.
yeah, just a confirmation. That's pretty cool.
Yep. I guess quickly, Phantasy Star Online 2 coming to the West.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess this is
we
right up
getting
your
on
alley.
that?
Oh yeah, of
Okay.
course. I got one of my first stories ever from Xbox Live is I was my freshman year in high school, and I got Xbox Live with Xbox 360 and Phantasy Star Online 1, or at least the 360 one. And I was playing online. I was like, "Oh, it's so cool! You can talk to other people and that you can party up with people." And then I was like, "Hey, man, where did you get that cool sword?" He's like, "Come to this dungeon with me. I'll show you where I got the cool sword." And I was like, "Okay." So I followed him there, and I was like, "Can you show me where you got that cool sword now?" And he goes, "Drop all your items, and I'll show you." And I said, "Okay." So I dropped all my items, and he kicked me out of the room.
Wow, you must have sounded 10. 'Cause you were.
I learned that day. I don't even think I had voice chat at that point. I think it was just like the little keyboard you got with the 360.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
It was so bad. But I learned that day that don't ever trust anyone else online, and don't talk to anybody else online. Always play games solo. Don't have any friends.
And that's
better that way.
that's where we became antisocial, right, Anthony?
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's why I learned to love basements.
Yep.
That's funny.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I
Haven't heard of Phantasy Star, the franchise, and at least since PSP was like relevant. That was the last time I
remember
played it.
being the only GameCube online game was the
That's
first
right. I forgot they came. They did that with the Dreamcast. They kind of remastered it for.
one. Oh, true.
That's
It's crazy.
crazy.
That the Dreamcast was really the first online console. Nobody gives it enough credit for
Nope.
that. And we also got. I like State of Decay 2. You do too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was
there's
very good.
some.
Some DLC coming, right?
Yeah, it's already out. So it's
Oh,
story focused content. Free. I'll probably check that out once I don't
guys were
have
telling me
lots of
about
other
it.
stuff to play.
You think it's worth picking the Xbox back up again to give it a shot?
I think it's worth plugging in your Xbox, turning it on, and waiting for a little while. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds worth the hassle. I think I could do that.
Take that duster can
Oh, but
and
do you-
just
are you
dust off your Xbox and plug it back in.
I forget. Are you currently a Game Pass subscriber?
No.
Well, you could be for like $1 probably because
Ooh.
they're
Yeah.
So now's the time to go back.
Right now they got
Maybe I know what I'm gonna do
right
when
now
I get
they
home
have
now.
the special $1 and you get Ultimate for a month,
there you go.
This is the
and
ultimate.
then $14.99 plus taxes every month after.
I think I can deal with that.
So we want to rank this conference
I'm giving it
10?
a 7.
a 7.
Not
I was
not
gonna maybe
mind,
give it a 7.
not mind blowing, but I thought it was good.
Okay.
I give it a cheeseburger out of 10 because Wiley and Tyler made me really good cheeseburgers during it, and I only saw a quarter of the conference.
Fair enough. Since you gave it a 7, I'll give it a 6.5 because you were more positive than I was. We got to be consistent on our rating scale here on Level With You show.
I was gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
Oh.
Tyler's just a. I feel as though Tyler is just a backstabber. He was an Xbox boy once and just stabs it in the back every single time he gets a chance. So I'm taking it 6. And
They lost me. They never brought me back.
I'm adding
Never
up.
get me.
I'm adding a 0.5 just because he's biased.
I'm by console.
So
right.
his six has an asterisk next to it.
All right, so that's going to wrap up our talk on the Xbox conference. And now we're going to move right into the Bethesda conference, which I thought was surprisingly enjoyable. I thought they had a couple really cool reveals. I thought they gave a good as they possibly could have update on the travesty of a launch that Fallout 76 had. So good for them. We also got some Youngblood, the Wolfenstein spin-off that's coming out pretty soon. I don't think I wrote down the date, unfortunately. And then we got an incredible look at Doom Eternal, which is the sequel to 2016's Doom.
Ooh.
So did you guys catch this conference?
I did not.
I did. It was a good one.
What'd you think, Tyler?
I thought overall it was a good conference. Definitely made me think about getting into Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, did it?
I've just kind of had like a little itch to play another MMO.
Hey, if you
It's
want to,
been
man,
a
like I
very
said,
long
I got
time.
it installed. I just got to play it with somebody.
You have it installed on what?
PC,
Oh, okay.
because it was on sale on
And I
Steam.
think it's probably crossplay with Xbox because it's free
Probably.
on Game Pass.
Oh, well, yeah, that's...
Not for all the expansions, but
Yeah.
whatever. You can dip your toe in.
So yeah, considering possibly, very possibly, jumping into that.
There's a slight 25% chance I might try that game. Okay.
It's okay. It's nothing like... It's not like a mind-blowing game. You can play it in first person or third person, and the third person is way more competent than any other kind of like... It's about as competent as like Skyrim third person, than not Oblivion third person, because that's still like clunky.
Yeah, I mean,
It's still clunky, but it's not nothing amazing.
it was a
It's
very
interesting.
long and expensive trailer that they did for the expansion. Is it called Elsewhere? But spelled much differently than it's
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yep.
Dragons are back. It's in the land of the Khajiit.
Ooh.
It was a cool trailer. It went on for a little long, but I also kind of got that, I'm not getting another Skyrim for a long time, so
They're going to focus that now.
yeah, I mean, I think, that made a strong impression on me, even though I think the trailer went a little long. We also got new IP from the Evil Within dev called Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yep.
Really neat looking trailer.
I love the woman who was talking about this.
Oh, yeah, she was awesome.
Just like this spooky, eerie game, and you're having the most like a delicate Asian woman talking about it, and
She was bubbly.
hope you enjoy Kawaii.
No, what, seriously?
Yeah.
I love when didn't they do something like that? I think Xbox way back when, like around Easter time, did the same thing for like a couple announcing like Borderlands 3 and shooters. They're like, the combat is crunchy. And it's just like, it sounds like they pulled a mom off the street and are like, hey, can you read a couple of these lines?
I remember that. Oh, crunchy. That was from the State of Play. That was from the initial State of Play. Now, this was much more fun than that.
That's good.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, okay, look at this cool game you can play. Hi, I like having the kids over on Saturdays. I drive a minivan.
It was kind of like that.
I drink a bottle of wine on the weekend.
No, she was charming, and the game looked cool as fuck.
It did look very cool. That was
Yeah.
another highlight of the press conference.
Anything you want to add?
That's another game you won't catch me playing by myself, but I'm gonna get it.
Um,
I get all these horror games, even though I'm not gonna beat them.
Evil Within
one-
2 is really good.
That one looks less spooky.
They did say it was not a survival horror.
Yeah.
They said it was, spooky with supernatural elements.
Oh, so
Right.
then I most likely I'll play it.
You'll probably be all right.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
We got you. It'll be okay.
And
Anthony,
then
you gonna hold me?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I'll snuggle you.
I appreciate it.
the Dishonored devs, and I feel bad. Oh, what are their names? Arcane. Their
Yep.
new game's called Deathloop.
Yep.
Just a purely cinematic trailer about two assassins, one male, one female, trying to one-up each other in terms of ingenuity and killing ability. Kind of seemed like,
Hitman-esque.
yeah, maybe. They didn't really give much to go on about what the game would actually play like. It was a really cool reveal trailer. I liked that Bethesda had a consistent theme throughout the conference of bringing out the developers and having them, I don't know, it made it, they were trying very hard to make Bethesda seem like a sympathetic and relatable company filled with human beings, and I think they did that without being too on the nose. So yeah, that was neat. And then, as I had predicted, we saw Todd Howard come out there and give a sort of apology, an acknowledgement at the. I think he essentially said, We got some well-deserved criticism.
We're sorry.
I don't think he actually said we're
No, he
sorry.
didn't say sorry, no.
Thanks for all the money, but we're sorry.
Because he even did at one point in time. I felt like it wasn't so humble because he then was throwing out numbers of how many players they had online. Like, so you're not being as humble if you're trying to throw out numbers to justify
How many of those people felt like they
that
had
it wasn't
to play
a, that
they
it wasn't
dropped
like
$70?
it wasn't like a fail. Like, he could have came out a little harder and been like, hey, listen, we did fuck up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure he could have, but that would have been like,
Yeah.
I don't know. You got to have some pride, right? You can't come out on your hands and knees begging for forgiveness.
Not with that
What they
attitude.
should have done is said, remember those nylon bags? we
Yeah.
gave you?"
Look
Well,
under
we-
your seat.
Yeah, I know.
You get a bag. You get a bag. That was funny. I
Sorry
just
for
recently
taking your
watched
joke,
that.
No, I'm glad we were on the same page.
That's crazy.
Word.
And then they gave him the shitty Nuka-Cola bottle thing as a replacement. That was just like a little thing you could crack open. It was like a little plastic
No, I think
chocolate
they
milk
did
bottle.
finally make good on them, and I think they took forever. I think they actually recently just shipped out the good quality
Oh my god.
bags, but what are you gonna do?
That's
Fun
wacky.
stuff, right?
You said also for the Bethesda that they went into stuff on their Elder Scrolls Blades along with Legends, the card game.
Yep.
They did. I just couldn't care less.
Yeah, that's probably the parts I should have watched because I was like, oh, it's interesting. Like,
It was just updates
Yeah.
coming for both games.
Yeah.
I couldn't even play Blades when it first came out. I downloaded it in the first week or the first at least 2 or 3 days of me trying to log in. It goes, sorry, you're in queue. You can't. Why don't you just wait? And if you turn notifications on your phone, we'll let you know when the game is playable. And I was like, no, I'm going to delete this. So I just didn't even give it a shot.
Weird. And Legends is the card game, right?
Yeah, it's just like basic. It's like Hearthstone with a twist almost. It's like between Hearthstone and Gwent, pretty much from The Witcher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with some Elder Scrolls.
And you
lore.
can level up your
Characters,
cards through story mode, and it's really nothing like to write home about. It's interesting if you like card games. I recommend checking it out if you like digital TCGs. It's pretty cool, but it's nothing to like go crazy about.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then we got a good chunk of Doom Eternal, which I'm happy to say looks awesome. And everything I'm hearing about from the games press over there right now is that it plays as good as it looks, and that it's a real what's the word I'm looking for? An involvement over the first game, which was already one of the best shooters of the generation. And yeah, I'm super stoked for this game. Did you guys play the original reboot of Doom?
Watch a friend play it, and it looked really good for someone who doesn't like just regular like FPS first-person shooters where you don't have any RPG element leveling up or gear to it. It was really cool. The maps looked a little bit confusing, like when you pull up the map system, kind of like the hologram.
I got lost a couple times, but it actually, that was only an issue I had early on. But what about you, Kenny?
I played it briefly.
You should give it another shot, man.
Maybe I will.
It's also on Game Pass.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch somebody play it.
Play it
That'd
for
be
$1.
pretty cool.
Play it for $1.
Yeah.
So then we also got a quick look at something called Orion, which is sort of a weird
Streaming technology
that works in tandem with other streaming technology, and I'm not going to say much more about it because I don't really know. So yeah, that was essentially the Bethesda conference. Overall, I'd give it a solid 7.5, maybe even an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I thought that they, we got some new IP, we got some good look at other games, we got some surprisingly. Oh yeah, should mention that Fallout 76 has a battle royale mode that's now available.
Ooh.
So nobody saw that. I mean, maybe somebody saw it coming, but shit.
I'm gonna go with a 6.5 because I actually liked the Microsoft conference better, and I gave that a 7. So I'm staying consistent.
All right.
6.5 for Bethesda.
True that.
I didn't watch it, so I'm going to give it a trading card game out of 10 because it's okay. You can check it out if you want, but it's not that good.
All right. And now we'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Did you know that you can drink water from the ground? Introducing Miracle Water. Mineral water that you can drink that is also from the ground. It is black sometimes, but that's okay. Don't be scared because you can still drink it. It says on the bottle, hey, you should drink it. It's fine. You drink Poland Spring. What are you, a pussy? It's black. What are you afraid of the color? Just drink it. It's got minerals. Who cares if they're sharp? They're good for your body.
Ooh, which
Try
ones?
which
minerals?
water.
Magnesium.
We got all the star players. Magnesium, iron, boron,
zinc,
chloride, calcium,
Plutonium.
plutonium, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Mars in all of this water. So next time you see it at the store, don't be a pussy. Drink my black water, please. I really need the financial help. It's where I'm in debt. My student loans they're coming to collect, and I really, really need help. I'm also addicted to meth and Twix bars, so I really need
left or right, Twix bar.
I really need Twix, and buy my water, please. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sponsors. We really appreciate that. Welcome back to our E3 reaction episode. We're going through conference by conference, and next up we had Ubisoft. And I thought it was okay. It's kind of by the numbers Ubisoft conference. We saw some updates on some Siege. We saw sort of a Siege spin-off, going to be a PvE game instead of PvP.
Yeah, Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six something. Tyler can look that
Quarantine.
up. Quarantine.
That's
you
what
knew
it was.
Nicely done. We also saw John Barenthal come out, talk a little bit about Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which is a game he's kind of the big bad in. Motion capture looks very sophisticated. He's kind of the other cool action movie guy that we got. Not quite Keanu Reeves, but
Yeah, we got a lot of action movie stars doing their
strutting their
little
stuff.
cameos. Yeah,
But he's the Punisher, so we got to see John Wick one day and the Punisher the next.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Can't complain.
One fictional John, one real John.
Exactly.
That's all you need. Only two.
Coolest name. It's my name. It's my first name, but nobody calls me it.
We only need one John.
And we also got a pretty deep dive into Watchdog Legion, which is, if not anything, looking ambitious. Then we also had the dude from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Rob, come out. Rob something. Rob, how do you say it? Rob McClany?
It's Rob.
It's Mac. It's Mac.
Oh, Mac. Yeah, it's Rob. Oh man, I know who. I forget what his. You ever
Just Rob.
Rob
McClellan.
McClellan. McClellan.
That's
it.
McClellan.
Yeah.
McClellan.
Rob Mohammed.
So he came out and talked about a new show that I guess he's doing in collaboration with Ubisoft. Maybe they're lending him talent to make this fictional game that's going to be, I think he said, on Apple TV Plus.
Huh.
So I thought that the preview looked pretty bad. It was just not funny, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's a good concept, and maybe they're trying to appeal to
Yeah.
the lowest common denominator, and I'm just not part of that.
I'll have to check it out because I know that the guy who plays Dennis, he has another show called AP Bio where he plays this narcissistic high school
I
AP
love that
Bio
show.
teacher.
I love that show so much.
I saw it at the
Really?
gym and I was like, this just looks like It's Always Sunny, but if Dennis left to go try to be a teacher somewhere else.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And
He's just
I know that 4 of the producers of Always Sunny is behind this project as well. So
Oh really?
yeah.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
I
Well,
think
hopefully it'll be-
I think it'll definitely be funny.
They're gonna get
I
Danny
think-
DeVito in it.
Oh, they have to.
They have to.
They have to.
That'll
Somebody
make
somehow.
it.
He'll play a little gnome.
He'll play the gnome. He'll be a garden. He'll be Keemstar the gnome.
So, yeah, I don't have as much to say about this conference just because I'm not very into I guess, just the stuff they showed was not my exact cup of tea.
Wasn't that interesting to me either. I saw part of it and then just shut it off after 2 minutes.
I am willing to give Breakpoint a try. I like the fact that they're going a little bit more story focused. It looks very impressive. It's definitely got some impressive tech in there. But as far as the coolest things they showed, I think it's got to be Watchdog Legion. Did you guys get a chance to watch this gameplay?
I did check out the Watchdog Legions. I saw, for the most part, a good 50 or 40% of the conference. So saw the Watchdog stuff. I've never been a fan of Watchdog, so
I didn't even
I
play.
don't really care for it.
I didn't even play 1. 2 I played about half of, and I enjoyed it. But I think I used to actually rent games frequently, but I think I rented it from Redbox, and I got halfway through, I got stuck on a puzzle, and I was like, I can't.
It's not
spend
interesting enough to
another
want to go
Yeah.
back into it.
But it was cool. I did actually enjoy it. But this one, what's unique about it is that you play as many characters, potentially dozens, or I don't think they've said exactly how many there are.
I thought they said that every NPC is recruitable, right? I don't know if
Wow.
you can play
I
every
think I heard
NPC,
that
but
too.
you can recruit
Okay.
That's pretty cool. That's like
every-
sweet code.
almost any NPC in the game except for the animals because there's no dogs in the game.
That is
That's really messed
damn
up.
shame.
That was one
Damn
of the
shame.
big things. No dogs in the trailer. No dogs exist in this world at all.
So
Ever.
the thing is, so you can play as anybody. Each character's got like a different trait that maybe they'll. I thought someone was like 40% extra damage to drones, or maybe they'll have some silly traits. And the big thing is there's permadeath. So once a character dies,
Oh wow.
you move on to the next person in your sort of hacker
Network.
That's
network
weird.
thing.
Wow,
Your
that's like a
Legion.
roguelike.
your legion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Roguelike Fire Emblem
Yeah.
almost.
Your legion, your network. Your
So I
hacker
don't know if we
network.
really seen that in a.
Well, the game's called Legion.
Legion. Yeah, but I mean like.
Which also good name. I think it's smart to get away from the naming
It is.
convention. So that way people feel like, I didn't play Watch Dogs 1 back in the day, and this is
Just Watch Dogs Legion, like the offshoot, kind of not part of the numbered.
I think if it's successful they won't ever make a 3.
They'll go this route.
Yeah, because Watch Dogs never caught on for Ubisoft the
No.
way that an Assassin's Creed or a Far Cry did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it made a strong first impression. That was my opinion anyway.
That'll be interesting to see. It's an interesting combo.
I've got a couple other games that they mentioned.
Thank you, Tyler.
Roller Champions.
Oh,
which
word.
when I first saw it, I was like, the next Rocket League, maybe?
Oh yeah, you were talking about that. You're like, oh, new Rocket League.
But
Roller
then I
League.
saw the gameplay of it. I was like, I don't think so.
I mean, is this a similar concept?
You gotta
The
go around
concept
this
is like,
circle,
it
right?
looks like it's like teams of 3 or
Yeah, it's 3v3.
maybe, and you're playing specific characters and you're going in a loop.
Oh, it's like a
rather
roller
than
derby.
Arena.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like
Huh.
a roller derby, and you have a ball that you're passing around, and you're trying to throw that into a goal.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean, it
you
did
get-
kind of
you-
look interesting, but
I think the more you go around the arena, the more possible points you can gain when you throw the ball into the target.
okay.
So potentially on your first possession, you can win the match if you control it the whole time. Let's say
Right.
you go around 10 times without the other
And like 1
opposing
point
team,
per lap.
without the opposing team taking it from you, and you throw it into the target. There you got 10 points, and now you
interesting.
So you got
have
rollerblades or you're in a car?
Rollerblades.
Rollerblades. Okay.
Yeah, you're playing characters on rollerblades.
Gotcha.
So
And
the
it's
interesting.
the concept is interesting, depending on the price point. Maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I won't. I love trying competitive games. Anything that I'm gonna jump in there. What's up? What else, Tyler?
And the other game that they introduced was Gods and Monsters.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
this is from the Assassin's Creed Odyssey team.
Right.
It's like looked very Breath of the Wild inspired,
Yep.
and I actually didn't get a chance to check out the footage. I'll be honest. I got a full-time job. I'm not a professional games journalist like maybe I will be someday. But we did hear about that, and I think that's cool. I mean,
Yeah, so they showed a cinematic trailer. It looked very cool, very interesting. Going to be out February 25th, 2020.
which is crazy. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a massive game. They must have 30 people over at the lunch table working on this
Put it off to the side.
Gods and Monsters. It's like Greek mythology, which I guess
I
they
love
already
it.
had that with Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed Odyssey, so maybe that they're just like,
Expanding on it.
Yeah.
Probably using some assets they had there to help them out with the
Yeah.
maybe so.
Progression of it.
And plus, Odyssey's already published and out, so they most likely just have a small team.
Oh yeah, that's already like
that's been just the maintenance and DLC and expansions and additional content. So most
Yeah.
of the rest of the team is like, oh, Gods and Monsters.
I know Greg Miller was kind of bummed that they didn't talk more about Odyssey DLC. They mentioned it in the pre-show. Odyssey was a great game. That was a really great game. I didn't love it as much as I loved Origins, but I've been meaning to check out the DLC. There was something that happened to my file, and by the end of the game, you're like 48 to 50, and my file got deleted post level 42, and that's like 10 hours at least.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Wow.
anything else we want to touch on for Ubisoft, or can we move on to our Japanese friends? Tyler, I'm waiting on your answer.
Oh, no, I'm good.
10 seconds. Tyler. All right, Tyler on the clock.
All right, so now we got Square Enix to talk about. And
What are you going to rate it?
what am I going to rate it? Good point. 6. 5.5. It was meh.
6.75.
Oh, okay, we're on Game Informer scale now.
I
Didn't know it
liked
Factions.
it. I liked it slightly better than Bethesda.
I thought all of them were just okay, to be honest. I think Sony's smart for not coming this year.
No, Square. I'm waiting. I'm ready for my rating for Square. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Give it a roller
This
derby
is
ball.
Square's
out of 10.
first real press conference with a stage and an audience in a few years.
Yeah.
Because they had some cool shit to show. Leading it off with Final Fantasy VII. Anthony, that's your neck of the woods. What do you think?
That was awesome. I was very happy to tune into. You were telling me last night. You're just like, oh man, they're showing it. So I was like, oh, and I hopped on, and then I was on there for maybe 10, 15 minutes watching it, and it was great. I just caught the very end of the first boss fight they showed, the Guard Scorpion, which is now like a Scorpion Sentry is what it's called, and the combat and everything is so. It's very definitely looks still 15-esque, like more action oriented, but they have the ATB gauge in there now, which is a big point for the original game, the active time battle gauge. You still can, swing your sword wildly. It's not going to do crazy amounts of damage, so you can still button mash, but that just helps to fill the ATB gauge up, and once that's to a certain pocket or percentage, you can open your command menu and it slows time down, which is cool. So, if you want to think and plan, get a little bit more of a strategic vibe rather than just going in there and like 15 hit.
That's how I felt
warp.
about 15.
Yep,
It
yeah.
was just a button masher, man.
I'm hoping that this will definitely break it up because I felt the same way with 15. It was like hit, okay, warp, hit, third person, warp, and then you go back and forth. But this made it look awesome, and they showcased Cloud and Barrett were the first two people, first two
A good
characters.
deep dive into the gameplay. They showed like a full 7-minute boss fight.
Yeah,
I thought
it was
that went
insane.
on for a bit long.
It did. I
but-
did too. I thought it was like, wow. I was like, this fight is going on a lot longer than it ever did when I played the original game, which is understandable because I feel like they're doing it just to make it flashier because it's like, whoa, it's active time now, and it's not just like a turn-based RPG.
True, and they got to make the enemies take a long time to kill because the whole game is going to be Midgar.
Yeah, exactly. They're if that's what they're doing, they're just gonna have to stretch out like all the enemies. Because Midgar, I thought when I was younger, growing up playing it, I was like, oh, this is the whole game. This is where it takes place. But if you sink in a solid 10 hours, maybe you get to leave Midgar and go explore the rest of the world, which is where it gets great. And I'm still gonna be super upset if they just it is coming out not relatively soon. They finally got a release date. It was March 3rd, 2020. So if they do relegate it to just Midgar, I'm going to be a little disappointed. I'm still going to buy it. But
Yeah.
they're probably going to try to pack it as much as they can with stuff to...
They're counting on a lot of people just saying, it's Final Fantasy VII, I'm going to
exactly.
buy it.
They're just going to be like, well, this is what I want to play. This is a game I've been waiting for forever. But,
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the crowd went wild when we saw Tifa for the first time.
oh my God, everybody's just like... It is funny because one of the guys, I forget who it was, the American who was there, the PR marketing guy was like, something-san, when are we going to get to see Tifa? And he goes, oh, soon, very, very soon. And then another 10 minutes into the presentation, Tifa goes on screen. And in the trailer, I think, is where they showed the gameplay for her. For the extended E3 trailer. And everyone's like, wow!
Yeah, no, in the presentation, she was there too. I don't know if that's what you were...
I think, yeah, because for me, it melded. I didn't know where they had the extended trailer start, and it was still part of the presentation.
Gotcha.
But they showed her fighting style and everything, which is cool.
It did look neat. And I'm somebody that tried playing Final Fantasy VII back when I was 7 or 8. I was just getting into games, so it was a little over my head. I was sticking with Crash Bandicoot and Mario, and I never got far. I still own it, but I think I might pick it up on Switch and give it a shot
It's
again.
good. I think it's since you're older now and you can you have a more of appreciation for those type of games. I was the opposite when I was younger. I was I want to just turn-based RPGs and all this other stuff rather than platformers because I'm fucking awful at platformers now. But just picking it up now, it's a good kind of relaxing game if you want to just shut your brain off and grind out a couple old school turn-based battles for a couple hours and experience a
fun.
pretty good story. They've definitely helped the translation over the years because when it first came over here, the translation was awful. It was broken.
Really?
There's a line when you go in, and it's in the beginning. It's going to be probably in the first part if it's in Midgar. You go in this tube with Aerith when you first meet up with her, and you walk in, and Aerith just goes, "This guy are sick," and it's like, okay. And there's a bunch of other little things like that. And what I was really hoping for, they reference in the Scorpion battle in the beginning, is that in the first round of the game was released over here. It's when he puts the tail up, the Guard Scorpion, it has this laser attack. When you fight it in the game, as soon as it puts its tail up, it's kind of as cinematic as those games got back in the day. A little text bar appeared on top, and it just says Cloud, parentheses, attack when its tail's up, but there wasn't enough room on screen to show the rest of it, because then as soon as it goes that, it says attack when its tail's up, and then it's going to counterattack. And then it's just like, well, wait, what is this? Like, as being like a little 7-year-old boy, I was super confused. I was like, okay, so I should attack when its tail's up. But if you did that, it immediately counterattacked and like did 200 damage to both you and Barrett.
Oh, jeez.
And I was just like, well, it was confusing.
Well,
But they didn't make any reference to it, so I was a little upset. And that was like a big thing people got confused about.
Gotcha. Any thoughts from you, Kenny?
I'm just excited. I love the trailer. I love what I saw for the Final Fantasy VII. I never beat the original either. So
It's a long ass game.
it is a fucking long.
You'll never beat this one too, because it's the part 3 will probably come out in 2027, and you'll be dead.
Wow.
Whoa. Plotting.
Just play.
You heard it, right?
Mortal Kombat. You guys are gonna get into.
I don't know.
heated.
I don't know what town's local police is gonna be investigating it. But look back on this episode. Subscribe while you're looking back. But look back. He did it.
Bookmark it. Shit. He's gonna do it on March 3rd.
Couldn't help
2020.
myself.
Been caught.
It's never gonna come out. I'm gonna be so sad. I'm still really upset knowing that it's gonna be segmented. I'll wait if they just make it all. I don't care. I don't care if it takes till 2025. I'll wait. I just want the whole game.
I think that a lot of people right now are stoked because they're seeing gameplay and it looks so good.
Yeah.
But then they're in a couple weeks they're gonna be thinking, do I really want to pay $60 for this?
Mm-hmm.
I guess we just don't know. We maybe we'll learn by the end of the conference. But right now, I think that people are super stoked, as they should be. But I think that once they let some time separate from the hype, that they're going to be a little more skeptical about the pricing model of this game.
Oh yeah, people just want it sucks because you can't please everybody, and when you try to, nobody's pleased at all, and you don't try to please some people, don't please everybody. But people are always going to want more. That's just how it is. People always want more. People, no matter how much you give them, no matter how much time you take and put into it, they're always going to want more. They're always going to be saying, this is bad, this is stupid, I should have done this, you should have done that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's project integrity. I think, at least I hope that they kind of release it the full package. If what I've been hearing is correct, they're probably not going to. But I mean, at the very least, I hope Midgar's polished. If that's the only section, they said 2 Blu-ray discs worth of content.
Yeah, but they didn't say. Does that mean the entire
Exactly,
experience,
that's
or does
where-
that mean just Midgar? Which how the hell could that be the case?
Exactly, because
You know?
that's probably they made Midgar so big it was 2 discs. But what is a little concerning is he did say something. I kind of caught like a little bit of it, but I didn't grasp the full brunt of it. I'll have to go back and check. But he's like, oh, it's something on one disc is just it's considered a game in its own. So I was thinking he's maybe talking about this game. The first part of it, Midgar, is considered Final Fantasy
7 Part 1.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that kind of leads me to believe that, which I'm going to be disappointed, and I'm sure other people will. But I mean, they've done a great job so far. Like everything, how they've gone, delaying it and taking as much time and polish on it. It's amazing, and I'm hoping it's going to play as amazing as it looks because they had demos there.
Mm-hmm.
They had the demo set up at the Square Enix booth. So
Word.
We'll
Looking
just
forward
have to
reading some
see.
impressions. And then there was a lot of remasters and remakes and very Japanese RPGs and other type of games that are not my bag for the most part. Do you want to touch on any of them? Because I know that's a lot of that's your thing.
I was cramming this morning, and I'll be honest, I only watched the 7 part.
Oh, okay.
I got to squeeze in 7, and I was going to go back and watch the Square conference later because it was like an hour and something.
Mm-hmm.
And the Final Fantasy 7 part was like half an hour, so I was like, okay. I squeezed it in at lunch, was like, I'm going to watch this.
Okay, so
Get
I know
this in there.
Kenny and I watched the Avengers trailer. I do apologize that we're not giving kind of the due diligence that we have to the other conferences, to the Square Enix one. Sorry. Anyway.
We'll get better, we swear.
We can run down a couple of the other games real quick. If you
Oh,
want.
okay,
Shoot it.
Tyler saved the
Hit us
day
with
once
it.
again.
Dragon Quest Builders 2 was announced.
Ooh.
Okay.
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered. We saw that there.
For mobile, Switch, PlayStation 4, and I think PC.
I'm very excited about it, and I can't wait to play with some of you.
Crystal
hopefully.
Chronicles is going to be mobile, too. Is that what they said?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was kind of how they originally
Interesting.
showed it on.
Huh. That'll be cool.
Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC,
Yes, I'm
Remind.
excited.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did see
I'm
the
ex-
trailer for that.
I'm excited for that.
Looks like you get to play as Riku, Aqua, and
Roxas.
Ventus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, this is news.
Yeah.
Roxas, Ventus.
Roxas and Ventus. You probably
Same thing.
like play as the different people, but it looked like it was just from that last part of the game.
So
Yeah, that's what they showed. But
Yeah.
And my understanding also that it has adds some more story elements. Like there's interactions between Luxord and Sigbar, in which they're like, who are you? Well, I know who you are.
Yeah, he's like, well, who are you? I
So
did
you know,
see that.
it's
The
build,
trailer's weird.
it's building more story elements to lead us into
4. the
into
inevitable.
4. But I'm excited. I'm gonna pick it up
For sure. I really hope they elaborate on the parts where, I was actually just thinking today in the car ride over here, I'm like, I want to go back and play 3 again, but
So-
there's not really a lot of post-game content.
Well,
or,
actually,
extra stuff.
They try the critical mode.
That's what
New
I've
New
heard.
Game Plus and do critical mode. But yeah, Tyler, what's the next one?
Oninaki. I think that was a new one.
Yep.
The Last Remnant remastered.
Really? They're remastering The Last Remnant?
Yeah, that
Wow.
was a good one.
Interesting. I tried to play it, but I couldn't really get down with it. It's interesting.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War of the Visions.
Oh, really?
A new game called Outriders. That looks pretty interesting.
Brave XV. I'm trying to remember what was
Isn't that on the mobile?
that? Oh, you're right. Yes, it is. That is the
Yeah.
mobile game. Brave Exvius is the
Yeah.
mobile game. Like the Hero Collector.
Yeah,
You're right.
that's
All
it.
Sprite. It's based off of like Brave Frontier. I think the same
Yeah.
company.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, they're putting a lot of resources into their mobile market now. Square.
Well,
They're like,
what we got to remember is that the mobile market in China is huge.
oh, it's huge. Yeah, that's why we have all those
Huge.
gacha games and everything.
Exactly.
Which is why they've carried over.
So hit us with the next one, Tyler.
And the last thing I got on my list is Romancing Saga 3 and Saga Scarlet Grace Ambitions.
Nice. The best announcement. Final Fantasy VIII remastered.
Yeah.
Oh, right. How can we
That's
forget?
there too.
So,
Your favorite.
My favorite. That's why. If we're
Yep.
gonna wrap up the Square Enix with an overall rating,
Yeah, some Final Fantasy 14 stuff.
the DLC,
Shadowbringers, right?
Your sister
Yeah.
loves that game, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if she still plays it or not, but
We should get back into playing that, Tyler. We played it for a hot minute.
I played
I know until I got
30
to like
minutes.
the paid section, I was like,
No, didn't we pay for it? Because we
well,
was
no,
like, it's a
it's
membership.
like it's free until like level 20 or something like that,
Oh.
and then you have to pay after that.
I think because I think I had paid for the initial like month, and then I stopped after that. It was just like, the jobs were cool though. It was neat.
When you guys were talking about the Avengers,
Okay, so yeah.
go right ahead into
And
that.
anyway, so last week, just one real quick, I said I'd give Kenny $200 if they announced a Final Fantasy VIII remake, and he got close, but no cigar. It's a remaster.
So you gotta give him a big old kiss on the cheek and go, "You were half right, sweetie."
I was close.
There we go. See, it all worked out.
I was close enough. They mentioned Final Fantasy VIII, which I feel like people be trying to treat it like the redheaded stepchild of the Final Fantasy.
They
games.
feature Squall as like the kind of forefront of Dissidia though, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. I mean, they're trying to.
Well, he's a fan favorite.
yeah, he's big. He's in Kingdom
big.
Hearts.
He's as big in people's tiers of favorite characters as Cloud is.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I do. I
Okay.
do.
Okay. Maybe among the.
He's a
SS
close second or
loyal.
third to like Zidane and.
Exactly.
Gotcha. All right. So
I like Tidus and Yuna.
Ha 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 ha! And my voice is also Johnny Test. His voice actor is the same guy that voiced Johnny
Really?
Test. Yeah.
and
I
Ratchet.
didn't
I'm
know
pretty
that.
sure.
Yeah, and Ratchet. Yep.
Wow.
Anyway, so we also got to look at the Avengers, Marvel's Avengers, the new Crystal Dynamics, AAA, lots of famous video game voice actors.
No.
And so, what do you guys think, or what did you think, Kenny? I know you haven't got a chance yet.
So, I actually think it's interesting. I like it. I like what I saw. I was excited because I saw Taskmaster in there on the bridge. When they were fighting, that they didn't rehash and just use a villain that everybody knows. And from what I was hearing and reading, it seems interesting. So it's gonna be able to up to 4-player co-op. And what I'm taking out of it is gonna be like an action RPG.
It looks like it from the
Exactly.
trailer.
So I think they're going into a good rhythm with it. It's very early because from everything that I've seen about this game is that they just posted 2 months ago for a creative director. So I think they were at a stage and they didn't like where they were with the game, and they're looking for a different vision for it.
Interesting.
So
Yeah, I wanted to see gameplay. We only got we got stuff that looked in game, but it was cutscenes and it kind of jumped around a lot. Like we got a kind of a very surprising interview with the actual actors playing the Avengers. We got Troy Baker and Nolan North, the two most famous video game actors out there, playing Iron Man and Hulk. Oh, is it Cap?
I don't know. I didn't see the interview. So which one is it?
I
No,
know
it's
that
Iron Man and Hulk.
Is
yeah.
it
Bruce Banner.
Bruce? Okay.
Yeah, I think Bruce is Troy. And
I would
Nolan
have thought
North
they would have gone with the two biggest one for Iron Man and Cap, but that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think they're very much trying to make it not look like the Avengers universe, so that people aren't too hung up on, oh, well, that's not like that, or
Or like, oh, I didn't see those movies, so I don't want to play that game.
that true.
And it's like as long as you have a grasp on the like Marvel Cinematic Universe or Marvel Universe in general, you can watch it.
Yeah, like
And,
Tony Stark has long hair and a beard for part of this, which part of the kind of argument him and
Yeah.
oh, I thought you were just
No,
disgusted at that.
he's got Tony Stark coming up in him.
Yep. Tony Stark is coming out.
So yeah, I wanted to see gameplay. I thought overall, I want to know what the game is. They say it's single player. They say it's co-op. Is it like a single player only game? Is it a single player / co-op game, a la Destiny, where you're grinding for loot and new Captain America shields every week? And I think that's what I think it's gonna be.
I truly think so as well. I think it'll have like a Destiny-ish vibe where you can grind and upgrade small bits of details
That they can
on what
interchange
character-
between, without losing the
and
character.
be able to interchange between what Avenger you're using
I think they did say that it's limited to 5 Avengers that you're going to be playing as.
at first, right?
At first. Okay. And then-
Because my understanding is that they're trying to create a game that they'll be able to support for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Longevity.
So I'm thinking that they'll expand with expansions either to go to right now. This one is from the footage we saw. They're in the West Coast, so there may be San Diego, right, or California, or
It's
somewhere
a
in
big
California.
bridge, so
yeah, definitely San Francisco.
San Francisco
Bridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
to me it looked like.
so we might get them to go out in New York. Maybe space.
Fight on all types of bridges all around the world.
Exactly.
Every bunch of bridges. It looked like God of War to me. I think they're gonna go with like the new God of War kind of style, like over the shoulder, third person.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like that kind of gameplay. I know that had like RPG elements and
Yeah.
not as much loot,
It's
but
not going to be as polished as God of War.
No.
But yeah, I
it'd
think
be interesting to see how they handle it with that kind of. I don't think I've ever seen a game that's like that. That's not like a license, kind of like, oh, this goes directly with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see how it plays
It's
out.
definitely gonna be
There's a
interesting.
couple like very short moments in the trailer that they showed at the conference that I don't think they ever said that it wasn't actual gameplay for the entire thing. Because there were a couple of moments where it seemed like it was gameplay, like into like a cinematic.
Yeah.
Like a
yeah.
ATV or no, not ATV, QTE, like QuickTime Event.
Yeah,
It
kind
looked
of.
in game.
Yeah.
I just
It looked really good.
we never saw HUD. We never saw a menu scrolling around through items, and I wanted to see a little more of that.
It's a Hulk kick a guy. That's pretty cool. Picked
Hulk
up a tank, was
kicks?
just like.
Oh yeah, I think that was my favorite part. Picked up the kicks him. I was like, okay,
"Ah."
the Hulk is pretty dope.
So that was a fun way to end the conference, and yeah, overall pretty entertaining. I'm glad Tyler brought up a lot of the shit that I forgot about and didn't write down. Appreciate you,
Tyler.
man. So now we only have one to go, and I think we've been going a little long, right?
What's your rating?
No,
Yeah,
probably
what's your
just
rating?
about good if we run through this one.
If we run through this one and then
then close it out.
and then close it out, that's what I was thinking too. And
So-
then we'll have 2 weeks worth of what we've been playing next time. This
That's
is
true.
What's the rating here?
Would
the
you start?
rating.
Hmm?
Wow. I'm gonna abstain because, like I said, this is one that I didn't watch in full.
Give it a Final Fantasy out of 10.
Okay, give it a Final Fantasy 6 out of 8. There you
Yay.
go.
I'm going with an 8, all
Yeah,
pun
that-
intended.
Yeah, I'm gonna give
Final
it.
Fantasy 8 style.
Okay, that's what we were waiting for. That's what we were waiting for.
I'm gonna give it a Final Fantasy 7.5 because I didn't watch half of it, but the games they announced were
And that's
spicy meatball.
Yeah, nice.
It's 7 for me. Did it? I was just, but they also blew their load right in the beginning with just showing 7, like right
Yeah,
out
we
the
knew
gate.
Avengers was coming too. That's
Yeah.
what kept people's attention span.
Yep.
All right, so now this morning.
Wait, I wanted to make a joke.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna give it a 365 out of 8 Kingdom Hearts.
Ah!
days, whatever it is.
365 over 2 days. It's score out of
Final mix.
Final Mix Recoded, Remind, Rebirth,
Somebody gets it.
Square Enix joke, Kingdom Hearts 2.9.
Dream drop distance.
Dream. Oh my god.
Drop remind.
Dream Drop Remind out of 10.
Alrighty. So this morning, Nintendo did their direct, that they've been doing for years, just straight to the interwebs, no fancy fanfare, highly edited. They show you what they want to show you. Everything always goes smoothly because it's edited ahead of time. And what did we think?
Great.
Great. Well, now, Ant, you were pretty stoked on it. What was your favorite thing?
They started out strong. I still have to watch the last bit, and you gave me a little teaser, so I'm excited to see how they finish it out. But they started off really strong. They started off with an announcement for the new Smash character, which I kind of had an inkling that they might do.
Mm-hmm.
And we got that leak a while back, which
Is it
was...
inkling?
Is it? Oh, I wish. It should have. They had an adult inkling, a hotter inkling, but
Adult inkling.
adult inkling. But
Linkling.
link.
Linkling.
They Dragon Quest Hero. And I saw him at first, and we had that leak with.
So he's a dude with a
Erdrick.
sword and a
He's another
tunic.
sword fighter. So welcome home.
Oh, wow.
You're gonna be at home with all the other sword fighters. But
He's got magic too.
he does have magic. He can shoot his
Can he
little
throw a
fireball.
slime?
That
would be cool.
I don't know. There was a slime.
There was a
on the
slime.
screen. Maybe
Okay.
it's a
Maybe it's-
trophy or
it's
a
a
new
trophy.
item. Or...
True. It's this trophy or probably part of the stage.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But you get to play as not only the newest Dragon Quest XI hero, but what floored me was all like a lot of the other popular Dragon Quest heroes, like the main guy from 8, the main guy from 1, Erdrick.
Oh, is that like different skins?
It's pretty much the different colors. The
Okay.
skins are like all the other different heroes. So they're guessing they're all going to play the same, kind of like Bowser Jr.
Yeah, they really go all out with this game. Like it's just
Yeah.
got so like the Persona thing,
Mhm.
adding 9 songs from the game
It's
or whatever.
crazy.
Yeah,
The
that was
game is
amazing.
just it's a stellar game. It was the single player content was good. Oh well.
They're really polishing it, but it was really cool to start off strong with the Smash character announcement, and I think everybody kind of knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we also got a good look at Luigi's Mansion 3,
Yes,
which was
we
looking
did.
pretty good.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Co-op
Multiplayer, yep.
Multiplayer for that game.
Oh yeah, true.
That'll be fun.
You have to play as Luigi and
Gooigi.
Gooigi.
Don't get him wet though, because they'll sink, and then
Yeah.
you
He
die.
doesn't like the water.
And this looks a little bit more involved than playing as Cappy or something. Like this looks like something we would actually have fun with.
Right, definitely. I
Helping
think
you solve puzzles.
We've come a long way from being a little pointer on the screen collecting star
Because
bits.
you probably still need to play as Luigi to advance the game.
Yeah, it
right?
looks like it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, it looked like you're able to, if you're playing single player, you can take control of one or the other at a time. If you're playing co-op, then you can just have somebody else playing as Gooigi.
Mm-hmm.
I love that name so much. Gooigi.
It's nice. Animal Crossing 3 called New Horizons, I believe.
Yep.
Yep. Delayed.
Oh, got delayed? I didn't see that part.
Yeah, it was originally slated for 2019. No official date, but now it's pushed to, was it March 2020?
Yep.
Ooh, big month, big month.
Yeah, 2020 is going to be.
I know a lot of people are claiming
It's gonna
Animal
hurt my
Crossing. That's like one of
It's
the
going
big.
to hurt my pocket. And
the
we're also
biggins.
going to get 2 new consoles, man. So
Oh, it's just gonna explode.
get that piggy bank ready.
Crack that open. Get all the little quarters together.
They showed some more Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's looking awesome. I never played the Game Boy game. It was always one that I heard my friends talking about.
You're being for a treat.
I
think
am.
you'll really like it.
Yeah, it sounds very cool. It sounds like a very like sort of bizarre Zelda.
They've definitely captured the original Game Boy. I played through like a lot of it. I never beat it, but they definitely captured the same with the graphical style, the art style. Looks just like pretty much if it came out now, like it was just a brand new title.
Yeah,
But it
definitely. I mean,
looks
they're charging
amazing.
$60, and I can see why it looks like it's top down, but that doesn't mean it's any less
Right.
of a AAA game. I mean, maybe it does, but
Yeah,
just a little
hey,
bit.
it all depends. So it's
Not really.
I guess not.
No.
It looks so it's got this. I heard somebody describe it as toyetic.
it's very toyetic. It's like what they're doing with Yoshi's Woolly World and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this is like Zelda clay dolls, not clay, but like polished,
Mm-hmm.
shiny Zelda.
Yeah.
But No More Heroes 3 also got announced. And
Oh, yeah, true.
that floored me. I was really, really excited for that because Travis Strikes Back was okay, but it didn't really scratch my No More Heroes itch.
Is it? What's the Suda? Is that the director?
Yep, Suda51,
Okay,
Grasshopper
Suda51.
Studios or Grasshopper Manufacturer.
Gotcha. So I wonder, is he behind this one as well?
I think so, yeah. He was. I know that this was one like he made Travis Strikes Back for the Switch because it was one that he didn't. They didn't have like a bunch of hold over him to make. Like didn't have a lot of direction or forced him to do something. It was kind of like a little side project he got to do, and that was pretty cool for him to experiment. And it wasn't like it was okay. I didn't really enjoy it too much. I kind of lost interest very quickly, but. The 3, like the mainline games 1 and 2 have been absolutely amazing, and I'm really excited to see how 3 goes.
Cool. Anything before the big reveal at the end that we want to mention?
The Witcher 3.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's coming.
Witcher 3 coming to Switch.
Well, they also
Complete
did,
edition.
They also did announce Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I thought you didn't know.
I
yet.
didn't know that, but
God.
it's okay.
Oh.
Womp womp.
You were supposed to be surprised.
Woo!
So they actually just-
I knew it was coming. Like someone had mentioned it earlier today. It's kind of hard to like not see any spoilers around.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, you
like,
put in the chat.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, word! I did put it in the chat today.
That's okay. I had forgotten until you mentioned it, but that is really cool. And my friend, he texted me earlier too, said banjo, and I was like, "Ooh, banjo." I was like, ukulele too. I don't think they announced that, but banjo.
I think they actually did.
Did they?
I think didn't they announce like a side scroller ukulele?
Yeah, it got announced early, not today, but earlier in the week.
Earlier in the week.
Last week.
Because someone said that to me as a joke, and I was like, "Hi, you're funny." And they're like, "No, it's a real thing." I'm like, "Oh."
But anyway, so the way they revealed it, and I'm sure you'll go back and watch
Oh
it.
yeah,
but
I don't care.
Okay,
At
you
this
don't
point,
care?
just
Okay, it's
totally
funny.
divulge.
It's
I'll watch it anyway.
It's clever the way that they showed it, that they
presented it.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
So and then we got our first look at the sequel to Breath of the Wild. Don't know what it's called. Don't know what the release date is. But the important thing is Wiley was right, and that's what I got my point, which is what makes me happy. And it's why not? Of course they're gonna make this game. Like they spent so much time making this engine, and the game's so good. The world was so big that people didn't explore every nook and cranny, or at least 99% of people didn't. And so if you can throw on some black goop and some darkness over here and some explosions over here, it's a whole new game. It's a whole new game.
Now you're saying they took like a darker tone with it. So it's kind of like
seems
it's gonna be
like
like
it
the
from
Twilight
the-
Princess-esque.
Yeah, well, maybe not that dark. That shit was no.
That was goopy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it just from the vibe that 15 seconds that they showed, it definitely gave like a. It doesn't have sort of the lighthearted and whimsical. Dude, it's way too early to see. They've shown like 15 seconds, but that's the vibe.
Yeah, that's what they did like with when they first revealed Breath of the Wild too. Because it's like, oh, is that a girl Link? He's got a hood on. Oh, he's got a bomb arrow, and then it was just like, okay.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be cool.
True that. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us this week for our E3 thoughts. Kenny, you seem like you want to say something.
No, I'm good.
Okay, you're good.
I heard ghosts.
Make sure to check out our Let's Play of the fun new
Observation.
spooky space game, Observation.
Not featuring Guigi, sadly,
Right.
but
And we're on podcast services, at least iTunes and Podcast Addict. More coming soon.
SoundCloud,
If
too.
there's one, SoundCloud as well. If you want us on one that we're not on, let us know in the comments. Thanks for checking us out, and have a great week. We'll see you next time.